Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and for my new subscribers, I'm glad you're joining us. My name is Yvonne. In today's video we're at the next part of our Waterfall journal with the flip cover, and I want to decorate the back cover, this part, with the spine. I'm going to cover it with fabric, and then I'm going to hinge it with a fabric hinge to this large envelope. I now discovered, but that's because I'm filming and making the journal for the first time, I could have hinged it when we hinged this part. Let it open. This part to the envelope. I could have put an extra hinge in here to later be attached on this. And because I'm not sure if this fabric that we chose for the I chose for the other hinges is really strong enough to hold the complete journal. I have some other unbleached cotton, but it's thicker, it's not see-through. And this is both, yeah, it's also hard to see. But I'm going to layer them on top because this is a bit more, here it's visible. This is a bit more brown. Yeah, on camera it's hardly, you can hardly see it. But if I have two, I have more strength for this to be attached to this, because there also will be papers in here and you're going to flip it open, close when you work in a journal. So let's get started. This is the paper I chose for the inside back cover because I really like the image. I'm going to cover that with paper, and I don't think I'll put a pocket on here because, yeah, the paper is so beautiful, and the person who buys this journal can always attach a pocket on here if he or she wants to. Just going to put this to the side. I'll explain later what we're going to do with this. And this flip can go a bit to the side. And we're going to start by gluing. I'm completely going to glue this. So this is the piece we're seeing. Oh yeah, I thought I cut it. I already cut it because, yeah, it's a bit of work. This is the design I chose. It was a little tablecloth, and I like the border. Yeah, you can never have it on all the sides, but I really liked it. And the blue and the burgundy, it really goes with the kit. So I'm going to put glue on here. I'm going to use textile glue, of course, and I'm going to use brushes to spread it out so it hopefully won't seep through. That's always a bit of a surprise if you haven't used the fabric before or tested it. Sometimes I test it, but this is all kinds of colors, and if I fail, I have more fabric. So maybe not the correct way, but for now I'm going to do it like that. Stay on my glue thingy. I have to use a bit more glue if I want to spread it with the brush. Otherwise it dries like, yeah, real quick. This. on the sides. But on the sides, on the inside, we'll glue it also, so it will stick and it will stay. Let's see. Yes. I'm going to put this to the side because there's, and I had it this way. And about, I had about an inch, approximately. And here I have some more. I want it a bit more to the side. So I have a little more fabric on this side. And this has to dry under some heavy books. Then it will flatten again. And now I see the glue isn't seeping out. The glue is really sticking to my fingers. If the design doesn't really matter like this, then you don't have to be real precise in gluing. But for example, if you have checkers or stripes, yeah, then you have to be more careful. And then sometimes I put just a piece of glue on a piece of the card. I put glue, put the fabric, position the fabric real closely that the pattern is correct, and then just another piece glue, because this is a large surface, and if the glue dries pretty quickly, you won't have the time to position your fabric very well. So that's why then do it bit by bit is better. There's a bit of glue here, yeah. I'm going to erase it, but it doesn't really matter because, yeah, we're going to stick something on the inside. And when I was still scrapbooking, I did this with double-sided tape and then add a bit of glue, and I really like that because it sticks really well. So I'm going to do that also. I'm going to put it on the bottom. And that way you can really, yeah, make it straight. So yeah, it's glued now, but sometimes if you don't glue it completely and you're going to stretch it here and stretch it here, it's, yeah, not nice. The fabric has to be, yeah, I don't know how you say it. It has to be, yeah, flat, real flat. Here is a little thingy. It has to be flat, but it doesn't have to stretch, because then your card will crinkle, and yeah, that's not beautiful. Sometimes it's hard to find the correct words. We of course learned English in, yeah, almost every school you go to, and for quite some years at elementary school the children learn English. But yeah, after a certain age you don't practice it anymore. not that much anymore. Yeah. Oh, miter the corners. I almost forget. That's something I learned in with scrapbooking. I see a lot of creators, they don't do that. It doesn't matter, you don't have to. No, it's not a good scissors. But yeah, that's because I'm a bit more precise. I want the corners to be nice. These are fabric scissors, but with the thin fabric, they wobble. Let's see. Right there again. You always leave a bit in the corner. Maybe this is a bit much, but because the fabric is really thin, I think I'll be able to make it nice. But mostly what sticks out here is the thickness of your cardboard or cardstock. That's how we measured it, how I learned it with scrapbooking. Because then you use mostly chipboard for your covers, and when you go over it, the thickness of the cardboard also needs fabric. Yeah, but this, I think it's okay. It needs room also. That's very difficult. My scissors want to slide everywhere. Like that. This is the back. I think I'll start with that. Put some extra glue. It will come until here. And you can always spread it a bit with your finger, so it won't really seep through. And now I can really put it that it doesn't bobble anywhere. So like that. And the hinge will come over this, because I really wanted the spine to really be filled with fabric, because of course our signature will be sewn in there. Oh, I have to put some more glue, but I can do that later. So I'm also folding it up a bit the way it is going later. And now I have to take, I can use my nail file. You put this a bit in, and if you, I can do it, just glue it a bit here. And you don't have to be this precise, but you're going to push it in a bit so that the corner is straight. I still have to put some glue here. And here. And now I Remember that I forgot to put glue on the double-sided tape, but I know the double-sided tape sticks very well, so I'm not that worried about it. Put some glue here, then this is finished. And because this is yeah, thick for cardstock, it's thick, but not that thick. It's always easier to get your corner a bit more beautiful. You see, this side. Put some glue on here. I would really love to know, like I said before, if you're crafting along, or are you going to make just watching the series now, and do you want to make a journal like this later? I'd really like to know. I'm really enjoying it. I also think it will be a very beautiful journal. Pushing this, I don't know if it's really visible, just pushing it a bit in, and it's, because it's thin fabric, I thought it would be easier, but, and then put some glue on the fabric here, and really in the corner, so the corner will stick well. And the only advantage of yeah, not the only one, but if fabric's thin, you can ply it more than thick fabric. You have a bit of time with the wet glue. Yeah. Always looks a bit messy on the inside, but the glue has to dry. It's also very wet. Let's see the last side. Here. Yeah, I forgot this had time to dry already. I have to peel it off because I have to put my fabric in that corner. Yeah, and if you're going to make a journal like this, please tag me. I would love to see it. What everybody is creating, because everybody makes it a bit differently, and that's the beauty of it. We can all learn from each other and get ideas and inspiration. At least I hope I can inspire you. It's lifting. Put some more glue. That would maybe be a bit much. Yes, now it's straight. You can push it a bit because the cardstock is not that thick. I have to leave it. Every time I touch it, it stays on my finger, and I lift it again. And the last side. So much glue on my finger. Let's see if I can push it in. Put some glue on here in the corner. Push it in again. And a little bit. Let's see if it's a bit straight. Yes, it is. So this will be, position it a bit, like it's better to see. So this will be our back side, the spine. And I'm thinking if I want some lace on there, because this will be stuck. This will be with the hinge, but the hinge will be on the inside. So it might be nice if I have a lace that's going to be over there, but I can always do that later. First, we're going to work on this further. I'm going to close my fabric glue. We are going to need it because the paper is going on the fabric, so we're still going to need the fabric glue. Let's see if it's dry, the glue. Yeah, so I can put it on here. The fabric always has a bit of thickness, and I'm going to try if this is printed on 120 grams paper, because I wanted it a bit sturdier. It glues better if it's a bit thicker paper, and mostly, but also again, if you don't mind, you can feel here the fabric ends, and you feel that it's going down a bit. If that doesn't bother you, it's fine. If it does, and with scrapbooking, I usually did that because I used thicker fabric. You can cut a piece exactly like the black that is still showing, and now if you position this over there, yeah, this is too thick. I can feel it's less. I can try just a minute. This is 200 grams, and this is also 120. But like I said, if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't have to. Yeah, now it's straight, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, a bit the perfectionist in me wants that this is a bit less straight, but let's see if I can trim it a bit so that it's a bit more. No, it's difficult. So it's a bit more of a rectangle or a square. Yeah, this is almost a square. And I have to mark it. I just want to show you the options there are, and then you make your own choice in what you really want to do. But then you know that there is a solution for something like this. That's more what I wanted to say and to show you. It makes a lot of noise, like most of you know. To go slow, then it's a bit less. And also this doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just a small layer. It gives it also a bit more stability, but if you think you want a more sturdy back, then I should say take something that's sturdier than cardstock, because it doesn't matter, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to put the glue on here. And then when we can attach the beautiful paper, yeah, probably first the hinge. I have to say I'm really enjoying, I hope you are too, otherwise you wouldn't be watching anymore, but I really like making this series. Because it's something new for me, and yeah, I'm learning a lot like this. Let's see, a thread, but that won't be showing later. Yeah, the corners, yeah, you can feel that they're a bit more thick, but that's, yeah, you can't help that because the fabric is going, a lot of fabric is going there. Let's see this. I think I'll attach it here first, it may be easier. Or not, I have no idea. Yeah, it's long enough. Let's see. I have half of it. Like that. And then I can position the paper over it. Maybe first that, I'll see. Yeah, if I fold it like that, because it's cotton, I can see what the middle is. And this strip was about 1.5 inch. Fabric glue again. Let's see how far it comes. Really on the side. Let's see, until here. And I'm going to spread the glue, of course, again. Sometimes I use the tip of the bottle because it's plastic, I can clean it. See that. I'm going to put it about straight with the edge, because I can always glue. I can always glue a bit less on here if it won't fold good enough. Let's see. No, nothing seeping through. Yeah. I think I have to leave the complete envelope like that. And yeah, I'm going to do it like we did the other flaps. I'm going to do it like this, because then I know that it will fold correctly. And then I can position my envelope very easily on here. It's a bit hard to see because there's all kinds of things sticking out. Yeah. I'm going to put the glue on here. And then spread it again. And I can, if it's not wide enough for the fabric, I can always adjust that. Yeah. Put it flush with the back. You can see, I have to hold it correctly. This, oh, it's hard to see. The envelope, you see a bit of the fabric, hinge, and then the backing. So it's nicely adhered. And I will stop the camera for now, because I want to let this dry, and then yeah, for you it will be seconds, then we'll continue when this is more dry. It's very wet now, and I want to let it dry real good, like that. And for you, I will be right back. I'm back. I just positioned it a bit more beautiful. It has dried a bit. It's not completely dry, but because I'm going to stick things on here and I want to let it dry again. And now I want to, it's still light outside, so I want to use that for filming. And I want to show you, this is Distress ink from Distress Oxide from Tim Holtz. And it's coming through the fabric. You see a bit the brown. So that's something to be mindful of. I didn't notice when we did these, because this is inked also, all of it, and I didn't see it. So maybe it's also the fabric glue that does that. That can be. Oh no, of course not. Of course I use fabric glue on the other ones also. But it's pretty sturdy, but because of the brown, I'm going to stick this on here also, and then there won't be a problem. And I have a double hinge, so it's very sturdy for moving around. Let's see, do I want the paper? This is for later. Oh, I'm going to put that to the side, otherwise the elements will be gone. There's, oh no, because I want the paper only on the, I'm lost for words again. Wait, I can show you. This will be the journal, and this is the side view of all the flips and flaps. and I have to figure out what I want to do, if I want to wrap something around around it. Yeah. So the paper, this is in the fold. Let's see. Yeah, this stops here, so it's not interfering. Then I'm going to glue the hinge first. Put the glue on the fabric hinge again. If it wants to come out, yes. I'm going to spread it. I'm going to do it with my finger. I cleaned my brush already, completely forgetting that I wanted to do a double hinge. Like that. Yes. A nice clean piece of fabric. Yes. You see, it's a bit bobbling because it's not really dry. If I put it on under some heavy books for quite some time, it will stay flat. Let's see where the fold line is. Yeah, I want to leave a bit so I'm sure it's I think I have to trim it a bit more. It looks not really straight, so let's see how I'm going to do this. Yes, this side is not really straight, so I'm going to trim. I just want to leave just a bit, not much, and I'm going to position to mark where I want to cut it here. My head is in the camera again. Fluffiness, fluffy hair. And let's see if I can tear it. The mark here and there. And then yes. Ink it again. Or not again. I didn't do that because I had to trim it. And if I have to take something off this, I'm going to do it with the paper trimmer because that will be just a sliver and it won't be able to tear. And I want to stay away from the fabric, then it will be okay. And yeah, just a bit here, not on the top. The second paper trimmer, and it makes a lot of noise. Also, I'm sorry, it's also just a bit. And if you just cut a bit with that paper trimmer, it will leave all kinds of slivers of paper, but it doesn't matter. You can tear them off. So paint this up a bit again, and it's really getting shape now. So I'll be choosing the papers that will go in there, and then we can I can tear and cut them all in a bit less of each other, and then we're creating like that. We're creating the waterfall. Yes, I think I'll let's see. I was thinking if I want to use the fabric glue completely or just on the edges, because I think the fabric glue makes it more wet. So I think I'll just put it on here, and in the middle I'll use the normal glue, because I think the normal glue will stick, this one will stick on the fabric, but I just want to be sure because I'm selling the journal. I want it to stay adhered, of course. Put some here. And then it's really becoming a journal. And I definitely want to make another one, because I think I will really like this concept. A bit more up. It's always hard to get it exactly straight. Beautiful paper, and now it also coordinates, but yeah, here will be papers. I chose it because it coordinates with this, but now that I'm sticking it down, it doesn't matter because the complete journal pages will be in here. So you can choose an end paper, whatever you like, because they won't be next to each other. You can feel it a bit, but less if I didn't put the cardstock in there. Fold it again. Oh! Ah, I thought I broke it, but it just lies in there. Yes, really liking how this is coming along. The spine and the flaps. Yes, loving it, really loving it. And then the envelope, I really like the paper like this. Maybe later I'll change my mind and put something else on here. For now, I just want this. This is also from the kit, and this also. I'm going to glue this on here, and with two brads, I'm going to put this on here, so the flap will stay closed underneath this, and it's just a little element to give it a bit more interest, but for the rest, yeah, I really like the paper, so I don't know if I want to stick something else on there. Oh, I didn't close the fabric glue. And that really dries quickly. Stick this on the little piece. I strengthen, this is the cardstock from the back side, so it's 210 or 220 grams for extra thickness, because yeah, the envelope will of course open and close, and then I'm sure it will stay, it's not flimsy. Clean this up, and then I have a smaller cutting mat. I'm going to poke the holes in here first. I have a real thin awl, because that's for the most brads I have, it's more than enough. Let's see where I want this, so it doesn't poke a really large hole. But in here, it's a really large hole. Let's see about here. Yes, I'm in the same hole. Yeah, yeah, that's a real hole. Let's see if I can put this in here. No, not completely. No, that's not going to work. I thought I can use it in here to poke the holes. Maybe a little container. That's way too thick. Let's see what I have. I have no idea. Let's see where it has to be. My head won't be in the way. I'm going to eyeball it. I want to let this peek out a bit, because if it's pretty filled up, I don't want it to get loose. Pencil. Let's see if I can see that enough on there. Yes. Maybe if I do it, yeah. And a little bit more work later will be to put something behind here for the legs of the small brads. They're real tiny. I'm always struggling with real small things. I don't have large hands, and I'm really always struggling to do something if it's really small. Let's see if I can feel the legs. Yes, I can. Push them good. The second one. I also love this paper, the music paper. It's so beautiful in there. It's an amazing kit. Yeah, I used two, but I think most papers are from the Mademoiselle kit. But yeah, it's really beautiful. Oh, maybe like this. The stamp block. I have no idea how the legs are in there. Yeah. And now this closes like this. Real pretty. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, and off camera I will be fiddling to put some cardstock behind where the legs are. Yes, this is visible here. To give it more strength, and if you put some items in here so they won't get stuck on the legs. Mostly I use just regular sellotape, I think it's called, just normal. I put that on there first, and then if I think it's necessary, just a little piece of yeah, a bit thicker paper. It doesn't have to be cardstock, because then if you put something in there it will get stuck on the cardstock. So it just has to be a bit that the paper you put in there, that it doesn't get torn at the legs of the brads. So this completes it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, got some inspiration, and maybe you want to make the journal already. And as always, thanks so much for watching and supporting my channel. If you like this video, I would love for you to subscribe, give it a like and a comment. I would love to hear from you, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!